we've talked a lot about people service and some of the pros and cons. You know, clearly you see the pros in the fact that we get somebody who's, you know, a higher level of background with dealing with these issues. And when Steve and Steve were both brought in on the water plant design, that I think that helped out a lot. Obviously, there's been communication issues in the past. I've shared that with Steve, and I think that, you know, that it's moving in the right direction. You know, there's been a strong focus on making sure that we try and fix those points where we've fallen short. So, things are going well.
Good. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You really
Need a
that?
motion? So moved.
We have a first.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Thank you.
Shoal,
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Davis.
Aye.
Goodell.
Aye.
Slater.
Aye.
As long as you're here, Steve, a couple questions. Where are we at with the water plant completion project right now? Are we close, really
I'm
close?
afraid you're gonna be too detailed with questions.
Okay.
This week, the general contractor's coming in and do some punch list things. I couldn't tell you what those are right now, but if they're doing the punch list, they gotta be really close.
Well, that's the same punch list I've heard for a year, so.
Yeah.
They
did.
Are you
Still located in Omaha?
I have an office there, but I'm based out of Des Moines. I live in Des Moines.
Okay.
They're lucky if they see me there.
One of the things I know Clint was talking about is and Lance also, they said they relocated some of the turbidity meter. DNR approved the plans and then said they didn't like the way the plans were set up, and so they moved some of those things. I can't get into the details because I don't speak that language, but they did move a few things that the DNR cited that needed to be addressed. And the IPT was on site and did some work. So, I mean, they are working to get through some of these things. They haven't been back for months, so it was good that they were here. And I think they're planning on being here either next week or the week after to do a few more items and get a few more things wrapped up. So, Clint's comment to me was, you know, the biggest thing is just the little bugs that they've been nagging them, making sure that those are fixed before we release the contract. Drawing that line between maintenance issues and closing the project.
My question, I guess, anyway, just.
Anybody else?
Nope.
Thanks again.
Thank you, Steve. That's the last of our regular scheduled items. Aaron?
You'll notice there's a handout from the League of Cities that I put in front of you. It's new laws of interest to cities. There is a contact requirement that was passed in the last year, and so we're now required to post what is it, email addresses and phone numbers?
Mm-hmm.
So email addresses and phone
Or
numbers.
phone numbers, I think it was
Yeah.
one or the other.
So, you need to choose essentially which email address you'd like to have posted on the website to receive contact or a phone number where they can reach you.
From the league or from people?
From people in general. This is a law passed by the Iowa General Assembly that all elected official information has to be accessible online. And so, we just gotta, I guess, send me an email or reach out to me and tell me what you want posted, and we'll put it on the website in that format. So, outside of that, obviously one of the big things that occurred over the last year was the gas tax increase. That's what we've been talking about with the unbudgeted road use tax fund dollars that could be spent towards these roadway improvements. So that was a big improvement that helps to the tune of a little under 100,000. And I guess those are the two big things I think that happened last year with respect to the city. So that's what I've got.
Gloria?
Nope.
Darrell? Joel?
Did we test the alarm system, the alarms? Did we get that done? Are they all working?
I haven't heard from Dean yet.
No warning sirens yet?
We were running Saturday anyway, and we went out.
I wasn't here in town, so I didn't know.
Yeah. I told, I asked him to run a test with people at the locations that we know are problematic, that we've had complaints about. Seems like things are running fine up on the south part of town, but the north part, which is good, because we spent a significant amount of money on the south part of town at Our Saviors and, high capacity. Those two sirens, probably $5,000 needs to get fixed.
Okay. That's all I have.
Okay. John?
No, I don't.
Mosquito spraying? Have we
Yep.
been in the process of that, Aaron?
They've been out, I think, 3 times now.
Okay.
So, they send an email every time. And I guess the one thing to say is if you wanna know when they're spraying, you can get on a list and they'll place a call. There's an automated call that goes out and tells you when they're gonna be coming through town. And I know there's several people who've taken up that option and say they always have a phone call right before they come out.
Cool.
That works pretty well.
Parks Department, they gotta do more within the last month or so, or is that a capital improvement project?
I guess, yeah,
It was on our list.
yeah, they budgeted for, when we went through the capital improvements, they had that in the budget, so,
Came down.
yeah. And so they rotate those out, they put a lot of hours on those.
That's what I was wondering.
On their equipment, especially this year and last fall, they spent a lot of mowing at Georgia Braithwaite.
Parks.
It's,
Do,
they're starting to go mad.
Speaking of parks, do we not spray weed control anymore for
No,
anything?
they do. Derek, I think Weapons is taking care of it.
Have you walked through John Brown Park lately?
No,
No.
I've not been through that.
You should, and the complaints I got over the 4th of July parade from the people that came back to visit, families and stuff, some were very unhappy with how poor that park was. And I walk a dog down there nightly with my sisters up in California, and it was, not only was the grass tall, but around the park fountain, the rest of it is, there's probably more weeds now than there's grass. It was kind of ashamed in a way anyway, and I can see why the people from out of town were not pleased when they come back to visit our city and stuff, and they see something that's.
I guess I would say that with the amount of rain that we've had and the mowings that have been going on, it's darn hard to get spraying done. Because if you don't have a couple days of non-rain, it's really tough. So I
Well,
would
just,
say
well,
that-
just if we're
yeah.
paying somebody, I just
Yeah.
didn't know
Yeah.
why it's looking the way it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can't speak to whether Weapons has been able to spray that one. I know, they believe Derek's doing all the spraying, for the city, so, I know that 3 years ago, we had the conversation about spraying out at the cemetery and wind spray and making sure they get sun.
And that looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
So-
With the park is.
The only thing I could say is maybe farming it out, not taking one bid for all of it.
Yeah.
Because if one person is getting too much to do and they can't get it done, then that's gonna be a problem. So we might wanna look at multiple bids.
Well, that's the thing, I can talk to him and find out, what specifically happened, in that situation, but I'm guessing you're exactly
It's been
right.
tough to get spraying done.
No, I realize that.
It's been tough to get spraying done, so it's just the way the year's been with everything else.
If you're gonna take the job on, you should be willing to do the job, but it just,
Right.
like I say, the people that are.
That's why I said maybe we need
Come
to
back
look
and
at
see stuff,
multiple bids or something, not putting it all to one contractor.
The holding pond at the old Frit
Mhm.
Industries area, is that repaired now?
No,
Oh, I thought they had,
No.
were working on it.
no, they haven't been back to work on it. There's been so much rain and water that they've been trying to pump it
Oh.
out, that they just quit, so
Okay.
they're not back in anyway, so. Melissa is checking on them regularly anyway, so I know that's.
Yeah, they were in and things were actually going really well, and then it rained. It rained and rained and rained, so.
That's the way it's been
they-
all spring.
Yeah, they had the pond pumped all the way down, and they were literally just starting to work on the back small pond, and Mother Nature decided to rain. They tried to pump for their first few days. We got a 2-inch rain and then another inch, and it just filled it up. So they've pulled off for right now. I don't know if they're gonna come back in, depending, if our extended forecast goes dry again, we'll have them come back in. They will pump it down at that time, but, when we get another inch of rain every single week.
Yeah, it just, it doesn't.
We
have
can't
anywhere to
get
go.
that, because they're gonna need a pretty dry weather to be able to properly moisture control that pond to get it corrected.
It's been a tough year.
Yeah. On the flip side of John Brown, we could congratulate her and thank the volunteers that dressed up the downtown park there, on Main Street. That place looks absolutely great from the work that they've done down there and things, so.
Who did the front of here?
The Parks Department.
Okay, nice job there too.
Yeah, Wembett's did do the, help with the landscaping on the downtown project.
Along with those half a dozen ladies that were
Yeah,
listed in the.
and they did a fantastic job. It does look, way better than.
Oh, it's
than it
very
did
attractive, yeah,
before.
it's
And
a
I
nice
think,
place.
You know, I think Wembett's gave us quite a good deal on doing that, just knowing that there's a big volunteer effort, so.
Mhm.
You know, it just, I think that one of their plans, was also to try and get more people involved in that kind of relationship with the parks. You've got a group of people who do a fantastic job with the Worthington Park. That was kind of the idea behind the downtown park, was to do
Community
a similar
effort.
thing. And then possibly getting another group of gardeners together to address like Bicknell. They did the planter of Bicknell. They actually took stuff that they had left over from downtown and did the Bicknell planter, and it looks really nice. They also moved a few things around, so it's just amazing. You know, they all have, you know, great gardening backgrounds, and they do a lot
Nothing else? We need a motion to schedule Monday, July 20th, 2015 at 5:30 PM as a date and time for the next regular meeting of Humboldt City Council, and adjourn this session at 6:40 PM.
Move.
Thank you and good night. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think everybody's gonna oppose me on that one.